everybody? Welcome to yet another podcast. We are your hosts, Isaiah
I'm Alex.
and Alex, and we're just gonna start talking about why we decided to make a podcast.
It's been about
Why did we start?
It's been about probably how long have we known each other?
We've known each other since I think 2018 or 2019. 2019.
So it's like what, 6 years now?
6 years.
Feels like we've been talking about this for almost close to 4 years, no?
Yeah, it's definitely been a while in the making, and I think it's because we just get into very detailed conversations that honestly nobody asked for, and we're like, we need to take this online. But we've known each other for a lot longer than that.
Yeah, I guess some context is we've known each other in elementary school, and by known each other, it's not like we we were in the Pokemon card corner. Do you know every school has that corner where all the nerds
we were playing Pokemon. Okay, we were playing Bakugan.
This just shows our relationship at that age.
What?
This shows our relationship. I thought it was Pokemon. Oh no, it was Bakugan. It was Bakugan. Yeah.
It was back. Man,
yeah.
Okay. Do you actually? Really quick side topic. Do you actually know anything about Bakugan?
Like that, how to play the game?
Yeah, because I swear Bakugan, when we played it, I know they had things that you would actually do in the game,
like the actual game itself.
But I would just we would get the ones with the highest battle power, whatever it was called, and just roll it, and whoever has the highest one wins. Did you do that too?
I don't even think we played it. I think I collected them, and then the most that me and my friends got to actually play in it was just whipping them at each other.
Yeah, we just throw them on the magnet card, and then whoever has the highest power one wins. That's all we'd play.
Yeah.
And I would just keep buying them. Every time we'd go to Walmart, I'd be like, Mom, please buy me a Bakugan.
Did they have mystery ones as well?
I think most of them are mysteries. They had the ones that are obviously in the containers, but I think they have lots where it's just mystery ones, and you would just keep buying them until you get a really high battle power. It was like gambling almost.
Yeah.
Wait.
Well, but that's
oh my God, is that what got me my gambling addiction?
Yeah, I can't believe we're already yapping and we haven't even started the actual intro for that. Right. Anyway, so this is why we wanted to start the podcast. Is just picture us in a in a social environment where there's probably about 5 to 10 other people, and then we just kind of go into
all of your friends.
Shut up! It's not your friends either. Get out of here. We have the same friend group.
Yeah.
And then we just go in these little, I guess as we call it, yaps, where we just kind of talk.
Yeah.
And you know what? I think what it was is that we were both 20-year-olds now, and to follow it just like everyone else making another podcast.
Well, that kind of goes into the name, yet another podcast. We're honestly kind of generic, but we're funny, so it's okay.
Yeah, exactly. It's our quirky dynamic, and then we also have
never call me quirky again. Actually, no, that's actually the biggest insult you can say to somebody.
You don't like being called quirky?
Okay, let me set the scene for you. You have a crush on some girl in school, okay? Random girl, right? And you go and you confess your love to her, and she's like, "Oh, I it's just that I'm not really looking for a relationship right now. It's just, but you have a really great personality. You're so quirky."
I feel like this is a personal experience for you. I feel like this has happened to you before.
Well, I have been called quirky, but and I didn't like it. I don't know. I feel like quirky is just a nice way of saying you're really weird, but I like you even though you're weird.
So what would you rather be called? Sexy?
Yeah, cool, mysterious, maybe.
Mysterious? You know, to become mysterious?
Kinda. But no. I think people call me quirky because I'm an oversharer. I overshare way too much, and I hate it. But I love gossip. I love gossip. I love talking shit. I love it.
I love that too. But I feel at least for me, I don't. Maybe you can correct me. I don't think I overshare. Do I overshare?
You don't overshare, you overexplain.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I take 5 extra steps to explain something.
But I'm totally that person where the first time we hang out, I probably won't I'll probably keep it lighthearted. But then the second time we hang out, I'm gonna tell you my entire life story. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you every traumatic thing that's ever happened to me. I'm gonna tell you everything that I hate about everything. I'm gonna get into it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I don't know. I don't think that's me. I think it takes a while for me to open up. But
yeah, we should share when we became friends.
When did we become friends, Isaiah?
Well,
what was your
well? I'll tell you. So obviously, I'd known him. I'd known of him, but I didn't really talk to him. I had no opinion of him because I don't think we ever exchanged dialogue. For many
years. Are we still in elementary school that you're talking about, or high school?
Well, I'm talking about when we actually became friends.
Okay.
Because you were always somebody that I would like see in the hall, and I'd be like, I've seen his face before, I know who that is, but I would never like think to strike up a conversation with you. I never
Mhm.
thought like,
Mhm.
oh, this guy's cool. I'd be like, oh, there's this guy, his name's Alex. Like you had
Mhm.
no space in my brain, and I don't know how to say that. Okay, I know that sounds so bitchy. I know it sounds so
That's
bitchy.
crazy.
I know it sounds crazy, but it's just like,
Can I say my comment now about I
Okay.
guess where you're at? So
Okay.
I'm still thinking about like high school, like seeing each other in the hall. At least this isn't just with you. This is
Okay.
with like just high school in general. It's a blur. It's a blink. I like. I'm sorry.
okay.
I don't remember seeing a lot of people in the
Mhm.
hall. Like like I don't recall
Mhm.
like.
But I used to love hall drifting. You never hall drifted?
No, I just went home. Like if I was like not in class, I would be
Okay.
going home.
So this kind of shows you the differences between our personality. I think you're a little more introverted than I am.
Yeah, it's weird. I'm like introverted, but then like when I want to be in an extroverted environment or like if
Yeah.
I'm comfortable, I would say I'm extroverted.
Mm-hmm.
But that's like a key thing for me is like being comfortable.
See, me personally, like my favorite thing to do is like if you're out and you meet somebody that's just like you have one conversation with and that's your best friend for the night and then you never talk to them again.
Yeah, that's
Like
fair.
I love to hang out with people just once.
Mhm.
I don't know if that's like toxic. Like obviously I have like
Yeah.
friends still and like people that I hang out with
Yeah.
regularly, but like I love like hanging out with somebody just once. Like maybe we can go for drinks, maybe we just like
Yeah.
do whatever,
So let's
and then I'll ghost you forever.
loop this back around. How did I get to stick around then? In terms of like,
Well,
how'd
you know, actually, there was contracts that we had signed binding us together, where we both worked at a job together. No, you were a little different because I think we also have a lot in common, just like our views on the world and like our takes. Like, yeah,
Mhm.
we're different, but I feel like we're different in like a yin and yang kind of vibe.
Yeah, I think like we say for example, how I describe it, if we both have somewhere to be, if we both agree that that's where we have to be, we just have different
Yeah.
approaches to it.
Yeah,
Like we would take different paths to it, but
Yeah.
we both know that like
but we're both airport dads.
yeah, especially me.
Well, I'm an airport dad too, but I'm just like I look at the directions before I go. You know, you're just kind of like I'm gonna figure it out.
You saw me at the airport when we were at the airport
this
together.
guy actually hustles. Are you kidding me? And don't even try to like start small talk if we know that there's a flight coming up. Like, don't talk to him. Just like let us get to the flight, and then he'll talk.
like I was the guy that would stand in front of like the gate and just like be staring at the like just watching the time
Yeah.
go down, and then
Yeah. Well, I'm also like I'm listening to music like and chilling, but I have it on my AirPods on transparency mode. And okay, it was really cringe to say I had my AirPods on transparency mode. I don't know if you thought that was cringe.
Why?
I don't know. I just feel like I'm like I have AirPods.
No.
Okay. Anyways. And like as soon as I listen to like an announcement, like I have to stop everything, like drop everything. I'm like, holy fuck, I missed my flight. Like that's kind of where I'm at.
So again, I guess kind of going back to it, it's like we're both very similar in the sense of that, but we both have different ways of doing it. We're like I'm someone where like you can relax a bit more, where I guess I'm a bit more stressed.
Wait, do you know like the type A versus type B argument? Like, do you know what that means?
Remind me.
Okay, so type A is like you like to be in control. Like you want everything done in exact certain way. Like the type A people, imagine those people that are like cleaning their house every single time. If you leave a dish in the sink, they're mad at you. Like it's that kind of vibe. Versus type B are like, we'll just figure it out.
It depends on the environment. Like say for example, if we're like cleaning, I'm not gonna be like, oh, there's a specific way to clean. It's like, no, just clean. But like say for example, like when it comes to navigating an airport, yeah, I'm probably
you bring the demon out.
I'm very type A. I'm extremely type A. Like
you know what? Yeah, I'm like that too. I like to call myself a closeted type A. Well, okay, not too much, but I think like in my heart of hearts, I'm a type B person. I love to like roll the punches. I mean, you know, I ask everyone else to plan my birthday. I hate planning my birthday.
Yeah, it's kind of annoying because you also give us like 1 week notice. You're like, hey, my birthday's coming up. Can you plan it? And
I
it's
like
like
that.
1 week to the birthday.
But also, it's like sometimes you gotta roll up your sleeves and just start being type A and micromanage the fuck out of people. But I don't like doing it. But I recognize sometimes you gotta do it.
I don't like doing it, but I feel like I do it a lot with our friend group.
No.
Like I don't know. I just feel,
what?
you know what I'm saying? Like for example, like every year we try and go to a cottage, and I feel like at a certain point, it gets to the point where like nothing's really happened, and then I'm just like, okay, I have to type A, and then it's no longer I'm texting the group chat. I'm texting everyone individually, being like, give me an answer now, send me the money now. This is where we're going.
So, if you guys couldn't tell, we're planning a cottage trip with our friends. And I think that comment was a little bit pointed.
You'll get the text tomorrow.
Damn, it's like 7 days. Have you watched The Ring?
I think we watched it together. No?
Did we?
Yeah. Is that the one where it's like they're in on the TV, right?
Yeah. You watch the tape and then you die in 7 days.
Yeah.
Did we watch that together?
Yeah.
Okay, here's another thing about me. I have a terrible memory. Like, you could ask me about what we talked about 5 minutes ago. I genuinely don't know. Like, I couldn't tell you.
I don't think I could recall either.
But how the fuck did you remember that we watched The Ring together, what, like 3 years ago or something?
Do you know why? It's because I hate horror movies, and I'm not a horror movie person, so like you guys are all like, let's watch The Ring, let's watch The Ring.
No,
and I can't be the
love
one
horror.
guy being like, I don't want to watch a horror movie.
But I love horror movies. Okay, but you have to realize that situation's never gonna happen to you. When are you ever gonna watch this tape that's mysteriously gonna kill you in 7 days?
But then, but like, what's the enjoyment out of it?
The theatrics of it all.
It's such a bad movie, though.
No, it's good because it's so outlandish. What I love about horror movies is it's like, it's something that you're not gonna expect. Like, it's just something different. It's a concept or thing that's just like inexplicable. It's the supernatural. It's outlandish. I could go on for hours about it. And honestly, my favorite types of horror movies are the ones with obscene amounts of gore. I know that's gonna make it. Wait, let me cook.
Because I know there's some people that
Let
have
me
this
cook.
opinion as well, and I just don't get it. I just don't get it.
Have you watched the new Evil Dead movie? The one in like
Of course, I have
2023?
not. No, I have not.
Okay.
No.
Anyways, it's so like, it's campy in the sense of like, it's so. Do you know what that word means?
Explain. I'm thinking like you're going outside.
No,
here.
like camp. It's like, okay, I think gay people just use it, but it's like, you know, when something's like really extra, when it's like, you know, it's really on the nail, but
Yeah.
intentionally on
I'm
the
gonna be
nail.
honest. I've never heard of that word before. Anyway, sorry. Yeah.
Well, you know, we in different circles, babes.
we swing for different teams.
Anyways, so this movie, it has like, okay, so pretty much TLDR, long story short, this woman has like a family and her sister comes to visit, and her kid ends up stealing this like old book that's like a Necronomicon, which I don't think you know what that means, but it's just some demon book. Okay, it's a demon book, and then it possesses the mom, and the mom goes like batshit insane because she's possessed, and like she slowly slaughters her entire family.
I thought this
But
movie
there's
was
this-
about a clown. No,
The Evil Dead, no.
I'm thinking of Terrifier.
But yeah.
Sorry,
With the Evil
continue.
Dead, it's like the dialogue and the voice lines are insane because it's very like, you know, the iconic Exorcist line that's like, "Your mother sucks cocks in hell," like that. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
Okay, so in The Exorcist, it's like I feel like that's like the most iconic horror movie line.
I don't.
And The Exorcist is from like 1970s. I feel like every pop culture moment that's like parody that in some way.
I don't watch horror movies unless I'm forced to in a group setting.
Do you know like roughly what The Exorcist is about?
I couldn't tell you.
Okay, this is like a whole podcast episode. So we're gonna come back on this. Me explaining horror movie tropes to you, I guess. But what was I even talking about with this? Okay, yeah. So, anyways, she's just saying some like crazy shit.
Yeah.
She's like, so she goes and talks to her like 5-year-old daughter, and she like is talking to her through the door, and it's like, "Mommy's better now, mommy's better." And then she like unlocks the door, and she's like, "Mommy's gonna kill you," blah, 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 like goes crazy. And there's this one scene where they look through the peephole,
Yeah.
and she's throwing people's limbs across the peephole, and I was laughing so hard, I was hysteric.
Have you seen Nosferatu?
No, but I want to.
You should go.
Like, I genuinely want to so bad.
You would find that movie hilarious because
I would find it hilarious.
Because like I was hesitant to go see
Yeah.
it, and again, I'm not one to see horror movies, so I don't know if this is just how they operate. But there would literally be. I felt so bad for the people in the theater I was with,
Yeah.
because there'd be scenes where I think like everyone was like, I guess people that watch horror movies were kind of like ooh, or like, you know, like getting excited about it.
Yeah.
But I would just be pissing myself hysterically because I'm just like, what the fuck are we watching?
Yeah, but it's like I appreciate the theatrics of horror movies because it's so like far-fetched and insane, and I just love it because, okay, let's say for example, you're watching an action movie or a drama movie, there are surprises in it. There are things that can catch you off guard, but
Mhm.
nothing's gonna catch you as off guard as a horror movie, because some horror movies, the ones that I really vouch for and really appreciate, are the ones that give you shock value that's so crazy. I'm actually gonna go on a whole
Oh,
explanation.
keep
of this.
going, keep going.
Like the ones that give you that shock value are the ones that are the best, because like, okay, in Sinister, there's this one scene. Have you watched Sinister? No, you haven't. I'm gonna stop asking. In Sinister, there's this one scene where, you know, the evil like guy, whatever, demon guy, so his whole thing is he gets kids to like join forces with him, and the initiation is you kill your family. And this one kid, he's like, okay, and it's all in like they record little like movie tapes, right?
Like
So-
who's they? The family?
The kids,
Oh.
the kids, they kill their family and they tape it and they put it on like a little like
Like what, a
what is it called?
blog?
VHS. Oh my god, what's the big DVD or
VHS.
DVD? What's like the
What
big
is it?
one?
It looks like a square, right?
This is so Gen Z.
yeah, it looks like a
The
rectangle.
rectangle, yeah, with like
that's
the black.
VHS.
Okay, sorry, VHS.
No
so-
shot you call that a DVD. That's crazy.
I don't fucking okay. I honestly haven't like put in a movie in over a decade.
That's crazy. Anyway, sorry, they're
Okay.
recording.
So they record it, and you know it's like home movies, and it'll be titled like Mowing the Lawn or something, and it's like this weird movie, and it's like literally just like a video of like a lawnmower like cutting grass, right,
Yeah.
and it's going and it's going and it's going, and it's like shot top down, and then it goes over somebody's head, and then the first time I watched that I was like, oh, and then I replayed it like 3 more times.
What? See, I don't get that.
I don't
get
know.
that.
It's just like the thrill of it.
I see. I think it's I and like this is how I've kind of explained horror movies to myself, is that it's similar to like thrill junkies. Like it's like people that like roller coasters, right?
Yeah, it's
Where
like the same thing.
Like I love roller coasters.
Mhm.
That's because there's like excitement.
Yeah.
You know, like there's a point where like when you're about to go down on the drop, your heart's kind of like spiking.
Yeah,
I assume that's what it's like for horror movies.
it is.
I just don't get that when I watch
Mhm.
horror movies though, because like I would watch that scene and just be like, why am I watching? Like this doesn't,
Yeah,
you know, like
it doesn't
this-
scratch that part of your brain.
it doesn't scratch any part of my brain.
Yeah. Do you know what I'm scared about right now?
What?
I'm scared. Okay, this can sound crazy. I'm scared if I'm ever part of like a murder investigation, they're gonna play back this video. And be
you know
like,
what? I think-
see?
no,
Because I also watch a lot of true crime, and I watch like videos of
Ooh.
serial killers getting caught, and like the interviews that happen when they're getting
like
caught.
when they're in like the police, like
when they're in the police room, and
oh,
it's like
those-
top down camera.
those videos are crazy.
And it's like the investigators already know they committed the crime, but they're just trying to get them to confess to it.
yeah.
So they're like lying in circles. I just watch that, and it's so crazy. Fuck, they're gonna think I'm a serial killer now.
no, I think there's much like I've met like worse, like what are they called? Crime junkies?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what they're called? Yeah.
Well, that's what we're gonna call them.
I went for a little crime junkie phase, and it got to the point where like I wouldn't be able to sleep.
Right.
Like
Because you'd be thinking about how to commit the perfect crime.
no, it's more the opposite. It was more like I was the victim. Like I remember there's. Do you know the Ted Bundy Netflix one where it's Zac Efron?
Yes, but I haven't watched it.
Okay, so I watched it,
Mhm.
and like I remember very specifically, like I had the dream that night after watching it. There was like this one scene that it was the last scene, and it just got to me for some reason.
Okay.
And I'm not even joking you. I remember like having a dream, and it looked like real life. I was in my bed, sleeping, and then I hear this knocking on the door, and then so I like wake up, and again I'm still dreaming right now. And,
Okay.
But like it didn't.
You were
feel-
in the dream verse, like you were dreaming in your dream.
Yeah, but it was like one for one. Like I swear to God, it was one for one.
Okay.
And so I go to like my front door, like, and you know, I walk up the stairs and I go to my front door and I open the door. It's Ted Bundy. I'm not even joking when I say
How
it.
do you know it was a dream?
I woke up screaming. I literally like I was gasping for air. Like I literally
Really?
like it is like
What do you think
Yeah.
the psychology behind that is?
oh God, I have no idea. I know there's some like you know
Yeah.
not all the gears are spinning up here. I know that for sure. But,
yeah,
like,
the lights are on, but nobody's home.
yeah, but like I've always had bad dreams though, so that's why I don't think I
Okay.
can do horror movies or like
okay, that's fair.
crimes. Is because like even as a kid I had bad dreams,
Do
and
you even still dream?
I dreams all the time, and like I'm not gonna lie, a lot of them are like I wouldn't say night terrors, but like they're like I would say like what you would call them as nightmares, right? Like anytime I have a dream, I
Yeah.
always wake up and I'm like that was fucked, and then it takes a while for me
Really?
to like calm down and go back to sleep
Wait, are you like the type where like you imagine bad things happening to you or the people you love?
all the time.
See,
what
when-
does that mean? Do you know? What
well,
that means?
I don't actually know what it means that much.
It's because like
Like we can definitely Google it because Google is free. After all.
yeah. But like I just remember like So like for example, like one time I was probably like 10, and my dad was watching like the Godzilla movies. And I was like, oh okay, like
Love Godzilla.
yeah, I appreciate it now, but as a 10-year-old, that was terrifying. And so I watched it, and I was like, oh okay, cool, whatever. Like that night though,
Yeah.
this was when I was at my old house. In my old house, it was what's the street called where it's like one way? You know what I'm saying? Where it's like one way and it's like
Lane.
something like that. You know what I'm saying though?
Okay.
It's like one lane, and then it's like the circle of all the houses.
Oh,
around.
Crescent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so picture the crescent, right? My old house is right here, and then it was just the view of the road. So we're like right in the center of the crescent.
Oh, okay. So you just see like the road winding up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And so my dream was that I was sitting in like the front room of my house, and it has
the
a window.
foyer.
Foyer, sure. Yeah. And there was a window that viewed directly down the crescent. I'm not even joking you. I had a dream of Godzilla walking down my crescent, and I literally was like, I'm dead. I'm on a crescent. Like he's coming in. We're trapped. We're dead. That's it.
Okay, really random. There's a trailer for a new horror movie that dropped today, and I watched it. It's called Woman in the Yard, and it's like this woman like looks out the window, and there's just like a woman in all black in the yard.
See, like
And-
that sounds so stupid to me. Like, what is it? Like, what is?
But the trailer, we'll watch the trailer after this. It's actually kind of good.
But like, did you see the one that came out last year where it was like the family's like swimming pool is like haunted?
Oh, wasn't it just called Swimming Pool or something like that?
Some stupid like
Okay,
that.
but that's like the genre where I don't watch it, or if I were to watch it, I would watch it as a comedy movie because I don't actually like comedy movies. Like an
What'd you
Adam
call
Sandler
it?
comedy movies.
Oh, comedy movies. Okay.
I don't actually like them. Like if you put on an Adam Sandler movie, I'm not gonna laugh once.
Really?
I am not gonna laugh once.
Like I found like there's I kinda
Nothing against
agree.
Adam Sandler in particular, but just like that genre of comedy movies,
No, there's
I'm not gonna laugh.
there's some Adam Sandler movies where I would definitely agree with that. There's also some where like I felt like I grew up on, like for example, like Grown Ups. Grown Ups was like one of those movies that was just on my house. Like
It was in everyone else's house too.
it was like background. It was like background noise to a certain point where like it was just always Grown Ups.
Mhm.
And so like there's like I enjoy Grown Ups, but then there's other Adam Sandler movies where I just can't
Mhm.
stand.
Maybe I'm fucked in the head because
So you don't like comedy movies
don't
at
like
all?
well,
So you're
there's
telling
some
me
that are exceptions.
like
but
super
it's
bad?
Meh.
Really? Really?
Well, like I watched it the first time, and there's some funny jokes, but I probably had like a light smile on. Like there was nothing that was like drop dead hilarious. There's nothing that made me really laugh. I don't think it's a bad movie. I'm not
Yeah.
shitting on it, but it's just not the kind of movie that I actually get entertainment from.
Do you get any? So okay, I guess my next question to that is like, do you laugh at any form of entertainment?
Yeah.
So what is it then? If it's not comedy movies,
Well. Okay, don't do me like that. I told you I laugh at horror movies. Doesn't that count?
yeah, no, I remember this one time. You're gonna have to remind me what it was. This is when we like also first started to hang out, like
Mhm.
probably about a year or so into us knowing it.
Okay.
And I just remember very specifically, you put on this one. I think it was
Shark Exorcist.
Yeah.
I love Shark
See,
Exorcist.
that shit was so stupid. I'm sorry,
But isn't it funny?
I don't.
Okay, I guess that's
Sure.
where our sense of humor are different, but it's like okay, maybe let's get a little woke with this for a second.
Okay.
Maybe I like it because subconsciously I like watching people fail. So in horror
Oh my
movies,
God.
when people like die and shit, I think it's kind of entertaining.
Well, it's-
Except, okay, my exception is though, if it's like, for example, in Marley and Me, I was
Yeah.
really sad when the dog died.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, like I have empathy. Like I'm not insane,
Well,
guys.
see, like
but
when you said that, like I enjoyed seeing people fail.
Yeah.
I thought you meant in the sense that like you enjoy
Yeah.
seeing a bad movie and like
Yeah.
the people.
Well,
that
that
made
too.
it.
that too, like in Shark Exorcist is a terrible movie. It's on IMDb's. Like, I think the reason I even knew about that movie is because IMDb has a list that's like the worst rated movies of all time, and that's like in the top 15 or something like that.
I understand that movie was like,
But
it was
then, like-
that was a dreadful night.
Yeah, no, but watching it, it's like I find it so entertaining because it's so bad, so nonsensical that it's like it's so bad that it's good.
I see. I don't get that. I
Like,
don't get
okay,
that. Like, what do you?
have you ever heard of The Room?
No.
Okay, so The Room was
Was it
another
another
movie.
horror movie?
No, that's not a horror movie. It's like it was a really bad movie. I think that was like in the top 10 of the worst IMDb movies.
Okay.
But then it was so bad that it was good that like meme culture and pop culture got a hold of it,
it's
and then they remade it with like James Franco, one of the Franco brothers.
It's the one movie where it's like, oh, hi, Mark.
Yeah, oh how about yeah, it's like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know
So
the memes. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it.
no, but like they remade that movie with Hollywood actors because it was
Yeah.
so like fucking stupid. And like I I think the true film critics are the ones that appreciate the terrible movies.
Like I think like there's like
I laughed during Wicked.
What part?
I don't know. They tell jokes. Ariana tells jokes.
No, there was a couple points where like she was like
yeah, like I laughed in how like silly her character was.
Oh yeah, no,
because it's so like extra, like her just sitting there like little hair flipping.
Yeah, but I kind of like I loved it. I loved it, and I thought it was funny. But like maybe this is just me. I feel like Ariana Grande, at least maybe my experience with Victoria, she always just kind of plays that like airhead role. Not saying that she's an airhead, but like you know what I'm saying. Like
you're actually gonna offend me personally.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Okay. Is the only things you've seen Ariana in Wicked and Victorious?
Yeah.
Well, she's done other things, you know.
Like what?
Scream Queens. Oh, but she did play kind of ditzy in that.
Like that's what I'm saying. It's like I feel bad because in a sense it's like she's super talented, but I feel like
that's where we get into the like thing where it's like maybe there's more complexity to her character we haven't seen. Let's just watch Wicked Part 2 and come back to this.
Okay. I am excited for Wicked Part 2, but
I feel like we yapped so much about movies that we didn't even get into our hot takes.
No. Do you want me to
I think we should do that. So we're gonna do some hot takes so that you guys get a little bit of insight into our characters and how we be feeling about things.
Do you want to go first, or?
No, you can go first.
Okay, so my first hot take is that situationships don't count as real relationships. Do you have any thoughts about that before I just any natural ones that come to your head?
I think it's conditional.
In what sense?
Okay, if I'm in a situationship, but I want to be with that person. Wait, no. Okay, let me start over. If I'm in a situationship, but I like want that person, it counts. Like I conquered you. Wait, conquer's not the right word. Conquer's not the right word.
I know what you're trying to say.
But like you know, like I got the bag. I secured the bag. But if I'm in a situationship, and I'm just like, you know, getting fucked over and over, it doesn't count.
Okay, so I guess some context before I answer that. Some context for myself. I've never been in a situationship, so that I think that's some context.
I've been like one. Some could argue two, but one that is on the record.
Situationships or talking phases?
Well, where do we draw the line?
Oh, that's a great question. Well, I think like if you do any, no, this is gonna sound so silly. I was gonna say if you do anything more than just like talking.
Yeah, like dating. Like we were like dating. Like we were going on dates.
But you weren't like exclusive.
No, I don't know. That's where it comes into situation.
Like what you just described, where like say for example, it's a situationship, and you still think that like there's like some sort of.
See, I would define a situationship as like there's potential of growing into a relationship, but like it's toxic because it's not so clear like what's going on. Like a situationship to me is like you have no clue what's going on with this person. You might start dating, you might never speak again. Maybe you are on and off. Like it's really confusing. Like a situationship is where you're confused as fuck about where you stand.
See, I guess my stance on that, and like no offense to anyone that's been in a situationship before, I just think that like one, it's either not a lack of, but like one person in the party doesn't have the emotional intelligence or vulnerability to explain what they want. Or
okay, Professor Woke.
I'm being so for real. This is my stance on situationships. Like they're not relationships, because if it was a relationship, you guys would communicate what you both want.
Okay.
So there's either some form of manipulation happening from one party, or the other party just doesn't know how to communicate what they want, and therefore I don't think that person's ready to date or be in a relationship.
But do you know what's always really funny?
What?
When your friends are in situationships and they like talk to you about it, and because you're not in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
I think you need to be in a situationship to get the appeal in it, because when our mutual friend that I'm thinking about.
Yeah,
I'm not going to say her name.
Yeah.
But when she talks about her situationships, I'm listening to it and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what is wrong with you? But then, like, you know, in my, I don't know what we're going to call it for the purpose of this conversation. I'll call it a situationship, but I don't know. I don't know what the definition is. When I was in it, I was like, oh, it's fine. Like, we're going to be in love and we're going to start a family and own a horse.
See, maybe I guess my stance on it is like, at first, I guess I kind of was like, I'm like, oh, okay. Like, there's, I guess, a bit of that gossip and entertainment to like, of seeing someone else go through it. But then at a certain point, I was just kind of like, I don't know. It just made me like get upset or frustrated in a sense. Cause like I found that like most of the time, like, and like maybe this is just a bias towards you guys because you were my friends. I always thought that the other person was what I described before, where they're either manipulative or emotionally unavailable. And so to me, I was just kind of like, oh, you guys deserve better.
Yeah. Well, that's usually what it is. But I think it kind of goes deeper than that. Like, I think that kind of talks to Gen Z. I feel like without getting too far into it, like, dating is so weird now where people are terrified of a label for like no reason.
But I think, again, I think it just goes to my point that like people just don't, one, know how to communicate what they want, or two, just like,
so I
don't think they like being like locked in either.
I had this friend that I met at school, and you know, like we just casually like shoot the shit, talk about things. And then one time she's talking to me, and she gets a text, and you know, I'm nosy as fuck, and the name is just like, I think the name in her contacts is just like M or something like that, right? Like one letter. And I was like, who the fuck is M? Like, why is M texting you? And she was like, oh, I remove a letter from his name every time he pisses me off, and when like he runs out of letters, he's getting blocked.
I don't get, that's crazy. That's
and then she like, well, yeah, and then like she says that to me, and then she also says that like her talking stages, the minimum is like 3 months.
I see, like I'm
but
maybe
then,
I'm not built for that lifestyle, man.
But
that's
what
crazy.
pisses me off is that people are like, oh, talking stage of this, talking stage of that, but like you're just dating. Like, you don't have to say that you're in a relationship.
Yeah, but they just.
But if you're seeing this person multiple times a week, if you're like romantically involved with them, if you're sexually involved with them, anything, like,
just put a label on it.
You know, you don't have to say, oh, like, this is my fiance, this is my boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. Like but like you're dating a person. Why are you saying, oh, I'm in a talking stage? Oh, how long have you been talking? 8 months. What the fuck?
That's not a talking stage anymore. I know. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, it'll be like, oh, I'm in a talking stage and we're actually married, but it's not like that. Like, we're just friends.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like, I just see it as a waste of time. I'm gonna be so for real. I also like hear, like, for example, like being I wouldn't be able to deal with that. Like, I wouldn't, like, say for example, if someone like maybe like if I'm talking to someone and they piss me off. Like, I guess where I'm at right now, I'm just like, oh, not worth it. Move on. You know, like I don't need to humor that anymore. Like,
well, I think like, so for me, you know, because I was a Tinder, Hinge, Bumble baddie for a while.
Yeah. For context, I've never been on any of those.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can tell because your ego's still intact. Me personally, I have been damaged, bruised, and beaten by all these fucking dating apps for years up until recently, and like, it was fucking terrible all the time.
It sounds awful.
But I think, okay, so with the whole talking stage, this is how I define it. If you're on these dating apps, because honestly, I saw the statistic, most people meet with dating apps nowadays. Like, it's not like how it used to be.
I think how people describe it though, like I see that stat as well, where everyone's like meeting on dating apps, but then you talk to someone about dating apps and they're always like, it's awful.
Yeah,
you know.
But I mean, like, I'm in a relationship right now with somebody that I met on a dating app. So
see,
like,
that's just it though. And like, and your current relationship right now is like great. Yeah. Like, it's super healthy and everything. At least from what the vibe I
hope
get.
so.
Yeah, no, I think it is. Yeah. But sorry, I felt like I interrupted you there.
It's okay. What was I even saying? Oh yeah, so how I would define it is like, if you're in a talking stage, that's like, we met on the dating app, we're texting each other. Like, we're texting each other, maybe we're calling each other, maybe we've been on like one date. But I call it dating as soon as you go on like a few dates. And you don't have to put the label of like, we're together, we're exclusive, we're this. But I think people are so afraid to use the word like, oh, I'm dating this person.
Why do you think that?
I don't know. I feel like it's like, because dating apps have given us so much choice when it comes to choosing partners.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
They're like, oh, I don't want to tie myself down, because they're honestly, it's like, it's a fucking side hustle almost. I think everything comes back to having a side hustle. Guys, start a side hustle and just date like 6 different people and make them pay every time. That's a side hustle right there.
At that point, just make it 7 and you just get a free meal every day.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying?
Ooh. Like, a date for every night of the week.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. You're gonna need like a spreadsheet to manage everything, but
you wouldn't have much luck because you'd have to pay.
Yeah, I guess because I'm a male.
Yeah. But like, yeah, I don't know. I just don't. I think so. Wait, what was even the prompt?
It's just
What was your hot take even about situationships?
Situationships don't count as a relationship.
I mean, I think they count because a relationship is like two people being together. I'm not saying it's a healthy relationship. You shouldn't aspire to be in it, but I think it counts as a relationship.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't consider it as like dating because like I don't know. I think like dating, there's like partnership. There's no partnership in a situationship. Like you're never like the way that I picture this, right?
Okay.
Say for example, like you're moving out, or
Okay.
like say for example, you go on vacation with your family. Let's use that example. You go on vacation with your family, and say for example, you have like a pet.
Okay.
And you need someone to take care of the pet. Are you asking your friend or your situationship?
It depends on where the situationship is, because
What do you mean where? What do you mean where?
Every situationship is different. Because we have to really get into the root cause of the situationship. Is it that this person doesn't want to commit to you, but they're still a good friend? Is it just friends with benefits? Like, there's so many different types of.
If they didn't want to commit to you, they wouldn't help
because,
you.
Okay, when we think of our friend, our mutual friend, who's been through a situationship that was pretty long term, she would have asked him to watch her cat.
And do you think he would have?
I think he would have. But when I think back to my whatever we're gonna call it, I would never have allowed that in a million years.
Yeah, you're very protective of your cat, though.
Yeah, because that's my son. Like that is my baby.
So I guess your stance is that situationships are relationships, and I guess my stance is situationships is just manipulation and emotional immaturity.
Oh. Okay, let me read my prompt. Okay. Tipping culture. So background for you, I'm a waiter, like pretty much full time.
Yeah.
Like minimum 4 nights a week.
Yeah.
And tipping, okay, when you tip me, I'm happy. Honestly, tip me for everything.
Yeah.
But like, I think some tipping is a little insane. Like, for example, I saw this picture online and it probably was fake, but it was like a picture of somebody, like a tip option at self-checkout. And I'm like, I'm tipping you to bag my own fucking groceries?
No, I've seen that before. So I went to a baseball game. And I guess how the stadium is now is like, imagine they just have like a fridge, you grab the can, and self-checkout, you go and scan it. Fucker asked for a tip. Do you know what the guy did? There was one guy working the stand. Do you know what he did? As I scanned it and I was tapping my card, he came over and opened the can for me. It was unconsensual. Like I just thought this random stranger was taking my can, like my beer. I turned and I was like this, like I was ready to swing. Like
no, but sometimes tipping is like, I don't get why. Because as somebody that works in the service industry, it's like when I'm getting a tip from you, it's because I'm committing however long you're there to like making sure you have a good time. I am babysitting your adventure in this restaurant. Like I am sitting there making sure that little baby doesn't cry because his water is empty. Little baby doesn't have to get up to get more snacks. Little baby gets his nachos within 15 minutes, whatever.
Yeah.
And you know what? That shit's fucking hard because here's the big thing. Allergies. When bitches have like allergies to the dumbest shit, I have to go back and bat my eyelashes to the kitchen.
What's the worst allergy you've like?
People have actually printed out lists of their allergies and handed it to me.
Really?
It's happened like 2 or 3 times. Like it's not all the time, but
is it like kind of like those people where they're allergic to everything? Like it's like actually very
serious?
Like
it's
or do you
think like there
are.
Okay, there are certain allergies that I think you're lying to me, but there's other allergies where I know you're not lying. Like if you print a list, you're not lying.
Yeah, 100%.
But like when people think about when we worked at fast food and people would ask for no salt on their fries because they think they're woke as fuck and they're gonna get fresh fries.
Yeah.
Like that's fake. Or I saw somebody said like, I don't believe people with onion allergies. I don't believe people that are like 100% dairy free. Yeah. Like if you're lactose intolerant, all the real lactose intolerant people will be eating milk and cheese anyways. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But when you tell me, no dairy in anything, why?
Yeah.
Like if you're vegan, that's a different conversation. I don't think you're like lying about being vegan.
Yeah, it's not like an allergy.
But like no, people be allergic to the dumbest shit, and it's like I just think you're a little bitch. Like quite truthfully, like maybe I just need to be educated. But anyways, back to the whole topic. Like I, as a server, I am like putting in a lot of effort. But then I also like, if I'm ordering at the counter, I'm not leaving a tip. If I'm at a restaurant, I leave tips because I get it like 100%. Now. Okay, this is going to be a hot take as a server, but some servers now are actually really entitled with their tips. They're like, don't come to a restaurant if you can't tip me 20%. But like, quite truthfully, if I'm your server and I'm shit that day for whatever reason,
Yeah.
and you tip me nothing, I know I was shit too.
Like I think like at least for me like this is for in terms of
Yeah.
serving. Like if I go to a restaurant, like how and I've told you this,
Yeah.
it's like I am call me cheap if you guys want me if you want to, but I 15% standard.
Yeah, 50% standard.
And then I do kind of raise it if I think like they did like the extra above and beyond.
Yeah. 15% is you got me my food with no real issues, and I wasn't like searching around
I
for
think
you.
15%.
If you did like the bare minimum to make sure that I wasn't like upset at you, 15%. If you tried to spend some time like connecting with me a little bit, like even like just talk to me and we're friendly, 18%. If you actually like did a good job of like customer service and I actually like liked you as a person, 20% or more.
See, I guess like for me it's like 15% is like you just like bring me my food. I
always do 15% too.
Yeah,
but like
and then 18% is like just like bare minimum, and then 20% is like, oh, like I actually had a pleasant conversation.
See, 15% is like you gave me my food and maybe you said hi, but even if you're a little bit bad, as long as I got my food and it wasn't like completely wrong, like it's very rare I tip somebody under 50%. Like the last time I can think about, I was at this random bar and I ordered a salad and a beer. Don't ask me why I got a salad at a bar. And I got my beer at whatever time. And the server, he's like, you know, obviously like it's a younger crowd. There's like a lot of like pretty girls around. And he's like, he definitely didn't punch in my salad into the system. There was nobody making my fucking salad. And I'm like watching him. I'm watching him flirt with all of these girls. Okay, but my other people at the table, they all got their food. And like it was literally just my salad. And like it's one thing if I could just flag him down and be like, hey, like you brought my salad, like I would get it. But then it's like he's not at the table. Like he is not at the table. Like everyone's finished their drinks. Like I wasn't drinking that much that night, so I don't think he's really doing refills. But just completely ignored our table. I see him. I'm watching him flirt with like other fucking girls, like all around, like being all smiley, being all this. He comes back. He's like, "All right, y'all ready for the bill?" And then I'm just like, "Okay, whatever." And then the salad's on the fucking bill. Yeah. And then I was like, "Okay, like,
how'd you bring that up? That must have been so awkward for him. No?
What?
You being like, you charging me for the salad, but you never brought it.
No, I literally said that. I was like, you didn't. I never got a salad.
And what did
like, you saw? And he just went like, oh. And then
that's it.
Like, and then he was like, I'll be right back. And he took the salad off the bill, and I was just like,
that's all he did?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And then I was just like, okay, whatever. Like, I'm not tipping you. Like, I just got a beer. Like, it's not like I had like $100 bill. And
I think that's
out,
valid.
But like I was just pissed off, and like maybe he was just trying to watch my big back and didn't want me to eat, but.
No, I think that's valid. Like, for example, if I was him and I didn't get tipped on that, I'd be like, yeah, okay, that's fair.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, I'm like, realistic.
That's valid. That's valid.
But also, on the flip side, I can tell what you're gonna tip when you walk in.
Like what? Like that's like some superpower you have?
Well, no, it's just like it's about what your vibe is.
Okay, so what is my percentage?
You look like honestly you would tip well.
Really?
Because you look woke.
Oh, that's kind of a compliment. God damn.
No, you look like you would tip well. If you came in, I would definitely be like rizzing you up, trying to like get every penny off of you. I would be asking you like everything about yourself because I feel like you're gonna tip well. But then like
I'm very easy to be won over.
But I feel like most Gen Zs like understands that.
I think it's because we get it, right?
Yeah, like most Gen Zs nowadays have to work some shitty ass customer service jobs. Like they get it.
Yeah.
Honestly, this is gonna sound really weird. I think boomers tip well. I think the people that don't tip me well.
What age is boomers again? Like what
they're like
50,
like 50s, 60s, some pushing 70s. That's fair.
Yeah.
I think the ones that don't tip well are millennials and like really really old people. I don't even know what the generation's called, but the ones where like their teeth are falling out. They don't tip me well. Well, they honestly tip me what they think as well. Like I remember these ladies. I was with them for like so long. It was these two old ladies. They came in. Their bill wasn't like super big. But then what they did, I think their bill was like maybe $40-$50. And no, wait. It was $58. It was $58.
Okay.
They had a $50 bill and they're like, "Oh, I'll pay the rest on debit." That is a red flag.
That is a red flag.
You punch in the $50 bill. And then it's $8 left in the transaction. So the tip options are going to be for the $8, not for the entire bill. So then they tipped me like
That's so
20% on the $8.
That's so sketchy.
Yeah, and like, you know what? I got it, but I think it's also like that's where I say like some servers are entitled, because some servers, like ones that I've worked with, that would ruin their whole day.
Yeah.
They would make it everybody else's problem. Like, this table didn't tip me, blah, 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 blah. But like, I got it, and I was like, yeah, she's probably just dumb.
So like, this is gonna. Have you ever confronted someone about a tip?
Never, because tips are optional.
Okay.
Like,
so-
I get annoyed. Okay, I get a little bit like irked if I
Yeah.
don't get tipped, especially when I know that like I gave you a good service.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like look at it and I'm like, okay, like what did I do wrong?
Yeah.
But I'm never like, just so you know, like you should be tipping your like. I've never been like
So
that because tips are optional.
I've had that experience before.
Really?
So there was this one time, and it was in New York. So I think tipping culture in the
Okay,
States
in
is a bit
America,
different.
it's a lot different because
Yeah.
they get paid like $2 or $3 as their minimum wage.
So yeah, I think that's what it was. So we're in New York at the time, and we're at like we're at a pretty nice restaurant, and like
Mhm.
I was younger, so like I don't think I got it, and like there was the way that it was like we would have
Wait,
split.
how young? Like, were you like a teenager and she was yelling at a
Like,
teenager?
I'm being so for real. It's probably like it was like last year.
Yeah, you said you were young,
just-
but I'm imagining you
I
were like
just-
15.
I'm just trying to cover it up.
Okay.
Just because I'm so embarrassed by this story. Like
Okay.
so embarrassed by this
Okay.
story. And the way that we would have divvied up the bill, like we would have divvied it up. But the way the restaurant would is just kind of the one with slap it on the table and you just kind of don't question it. So we're all there with our calculators trying to,
Yeah.
like, you know, and I guess we calculated wrong. And the waiter comes back and he goes, just so you guys know, like in New York, like the average percent for a tip is like, I can't remember what he said. He said like X. And either
Or, like,
way,
18 or 20 or
either
something.
way, I was deer in headlights. Like I was like, I'm so sorry. And then I think I literally just went into my wallet, grabbed 2 bills, and put it on. I think I literally gave him $40 in that exact moment because I was
Yeah.
so embarrassed. I was so
Okay.
fucking embarrassed.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just like, I guess that's like the culture there, but like,
Yeah.
you know,
Well, like, yeah, it's
But-
that thing where like, because tipping has kind of like inspired this thing where like, you know, for me and like other restaurant industry staff, like, you know, you're paying your bills with like
Oh,
money that other people are giving you.
100%.
So it gets a little stressful, but
I get it.
I
get
think
it.
that's a little crazy.
I was so embarrassed, dude. I was so and like I don't think I would go back to that restaurant anyways, just because like
You would
it's-
never show face.
yeah, like say for example, if that happened to me like in the area that I live,
Yeah.
I would never go to that restaurant again. I would
Mhm.
you would never see me ever in
Yeah.
that building again.
Also, guys, we're Canadian. Um,
that doesn't
Yeah, but I hear there's like Canadian accents and stuff. Anyways, so my thing on tipping is it depends. Like, yes, I'm tipping restaurant industry,
mhm.
but okay, actually, I tip my barber. That's the only like other person I tip, and it's because we go way back. Okay, he knows my
Yeah.
preference. He knows that I want to sit in the chair. He's gonna ask me what I want, and then I don't want to talk to him after that
So yeah, so
because I hate barbershop small talk.
do I, because I feel like you probably did this as well. I got my haircut now by a family friend, but before the barber I went to,
Mhm.
I would tip him more the less he talked to me.
Yep.
Almost like kind of doing like the dog trick of being
Yeah.
like, talk to me less, I'll tip
Isn't
you
that
more.
Pavlov's training or something like that?
I literally would tip him more if he talked to me less, to the point
Yeah.
where he would come up to me and be like, hey, how's it going? Like, what do you want? I'd be like, oh, I'm good. Like, this is what I want. Cool. I sit in my chair. I go
Yeah.
on my phone as he's cutting my hair. That's it.
See, okay, that's the one thing actually. I've never like I feel so awkward pulling at my phone while I'm getting my hair cut.
I don't care.
But I think it's just the hair shop I go to. It's very like I don't know how to describe it without sounding insane. But it's just not the kind of place you pull out your phone. Like everyone I think it's because it's like a bunch of like men that are like really macho men. So like I go in there and
think
I
I
guess
know where you get your
I feel like
haircut.
I'm trying to be like incognito in a sense. Like inconspicuous.
Like,
Because
why
also,
you
if
know-
you pull up my phone and I'm on Instagram, it's gonna be like RuPaul's Drag Race, like yada yada yada, like dumb Twitter drama, stupid memes, and then I feel like
Yeah.
they're gonna be like, they all speak another language. I'm so sorry, I don't know what like where they're from,
That's fair.
but they all speak another language with each other,
Yeah.
and I just would get so self conscious that they would just like talk shit about me in their language.
yeah.
So I'm just like, I'd be sitting in the chair, just like straight face, just like
That's crazy.
for however long it takes to cut the hair.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
and I don't have my glasses on either, you know, obviously. So I'm just like,
that's another thing about haircuts as well.
I'm sitting like this, my glasses on my lap.
No, I hate it when they cut your hair and you're like, they're like, do you like it? And then like you're like this for 5 minutes trying to get your glasses where you're like, I can't fucking see.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. And then I sit there and I go, yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
And then you walk up.
You never say, and then you get to the car and then
And you start crying. One time when I was like, oh fuck, I was probably in like grade 3 or something. But my mom's friend she had a salon. I don't know. I haven't seen her since then, but she had a salon that was close to our house. So we went there and she like cut my hair. And you know, when I was young, you probably remember this. I loved the like faux hawk moment.
Yeah.
Like I love to just like have a little pyramid growing on my head. And she fucked it up and she cut it shorter than she meant to.
Yeah.
And then she just kept cutting and cutting. I don't think she knew how to work with black hair. And eventually I just had a buzz cut.
Do you remember when my mom cut your hair?
That's a story for another day, y'all. I don't want to disrespect. She's a lovely lady, but that fucked my shit up for a year.
I just remember. I'm sorry. I'm going to. We'll talk about it. I just remember like you going to the bathroom, looking in the mirror and turning to me dead in the eye and being like, "Is it okay?" And I just started laughing.
No, but then what was worse? And then we went back and
she made it worse.
Well, no, yeah, and then you guys were laughing together, and you were both just laughing at me as I'm sitting there, a victim of hate crime. It was crazy. What are we even talking about this for? So they shaved my head bald, and then I started crying because I didn't like how I looked. Like I looked like an egg. Like I have a really round head, so if I go for a buzz, I feel like I just look like a Malteser. And
oh my God,
she's like, she sees that I start crying, and she feels really bad. So she's like, look, it's okay. And then she pours glitter into my hair. So I have a fucking buzz cut. I have glitter in my hair, and I'm crying. We got a free haircut, by the way, but that ruins my shit for months to come.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Yeah, that was insane. So I tip my barber. He keeps me looking correct. He gets a tip.
Yeah.
And I think I honestly tip him the most out of anybody. I tip him like 35%.
I don't even see like there's some people where I don't even tip a percent. I do an amount.
Yeah.
And that's my tattoo artist and my new hairdresser.
Yeah. Oh, tattoo artists. I also tip tattoo artists.
Yeah. Like I don't do a percent. Like I'll tip like I think I'll do like close to like, depending on how much it is, I'll do close to like $50 to $75 tip.
Damn, let me learn how to do a tattoo real quick. Do you want a tattoo? Do you want a tattoo?
I just got a couple. So yeah, I guess you kind of summed up my tipping culture. Like I guess people know me and just look at me like and just milk the shit out of me for tips.
One more thing though on tipping, if you're like a cashier or something, and the tip option comes up and you say like, oh, there's just an option on the screen for you there, I'm not tipping you. Even if I was gonna tip you before, I'm not tipping you. Because I find that really cringe.
The job that I work at, we do that, and I hit no tip before I turn it. Just because like I'm like, I can't be asked. It's so fucking embarrassing in my opinion.
You're sitting there with your tail between your legs, quivering, like, please, give me 80 cents.
Yeah, that's just it. I'm like, it's insulting to a certain standpoint where I'm just like,
and you pull it amongst your like 6 other employees.
That's just it, right? So I end up with like 10 cents in my pocket. I'm like, I ran like, what?
Wait, show them your tip jar.
Like, I'm sorry if this is gonna pick up on the mic, but it's like, what the fuck am I? Like a dirty little whore? Like there's no bills. It's just coins. It's just, and it's not even like it's toonies and loonies. Like it's fucking quarters. Like
yeah, you got a little jar of crack change.
Yeah, it is my crack change. It's like okay.
All right, what's next? What do we got?
We probably have time for one more, and I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want to do one of yours.
Okay.
Just because I feel like you could choose either one of your other two.
Okay. I'm scared to talk about this one, but I'll talk about it.
What is it?
But I'm scared.
I think I'm
sports culture.
Yeah.
Don't cancel me. Don't hate me, please.
No, I don't think I'll get canceled.
Okay. I find it like insane watching people who are really into sports. And I really respect. I mean, you see me. I am not playing sports with this body. But like people that actually like play sports, like even recreationally, I have respect for you. It's a good way to get exercise. You play sports professionally, that takes a lot of work. A lot of people try to do it and they don't make the cut. Like that is a good thing if you're a professional. But it's just like there's something cult-like about like sports bars, for example. And when you're in a sports bar and everyone's watching the game, like I don't know if it's just something I don't understand, But I'm like, who the fuck cares?
Okay, let me give you some perspective. As I'm like literally wearing like a race car team jersey right now.
Okay.
Basically, like there'll be times where like I'm a Chelsea fan, which is soccer. I'll be home alone. I'll be home alone. Oh god, this is so fucking embarrassing. I'll be home alone, and I'll be like in my chair, and I'll like visibly get like frustrated if my team like fucks up. Like it's not like I'm like slamming my desk or anything like that, but like I'll literally be like I can't believe he missed that shot. I don't know what it is, and like
Yeah.
I don't know what I have this emotional tie to. I've been watching them for almost 10 years like now.
Yeah.
Like I've seen the team be great to shit
Yeah.
to great to shit. Like I've seen
Mhm.
the ups and downs of this team, and so, but like for example, I've never been there. They're in London.
Yeah, yeah.
I've never been to the stadium. I've never.
Well, okay. I think about it's like, do you know the times we would go like see sports games and stuff?
Yeah.
I would be there, and my thing to get me through that is I just drink as much overpriced beer as I can
Like at baseball,
and cheer
right?
when everybody else cheers.
That's the best part about baseball. That's like
Yeah.
the whole like.
And I guess I kind of like the camaraderie of it.
It's
like,
great. It's so much fun.
That part
It's
is
so
kind of
much fun.
cool. But like, okay, for example, I'm thinking about like I've worked customer service for many years at this
Yeah.
point. Think about other people like watched the game last night. No, the fuck I didn't.
Yeah. Well, it's,
Like
that
what
was,
game?
that was like the what was it the Canada versus US game, like the hockey game, the big hockey game that happened like
Yeah.
2 weeks ago, whatever the fuck it was, where it's like
Mhm.
the four nations facing off against each other.
Mhm.
I couldn't give a fuck, but like literally like it was the same thing as well. It's like I worked the day after, and it's
Yeah.
all people. Did you watch the game? I'm like,
Well,
"Oh."
like I was in class, my professor, who normally wears like business like attire,
Yeah.
was wearing like a Canada jersey, and he spent like 5 minutes talking about it in class, and I'm like, this is what I'm paying $1,000 tuition for? Your little small talk about stupid shit. I
That's
don't know.
valid.
I just like I get so I don't know. I don't think that I get annoyed, but I'm just like I don't understand it. Like something my brain can't comprehend the hype behind like watching sports. Like playing sports is cool. I think you're cool if you play sports.
Yeah.
But just like watching sports, like watching the game, I'm like, this is not entertaining. And it could be my brain rot. It could be the fact that I have like low ass dopamine.
Was it like,
But just sitting there watching people kick balls around, like
is it like
I'd rather watch cat TV.
I guess is it like I'm gonna ask you kind of like I guess like three categories of this question. Is it like say for the actual activity that they're doing, like the actual sport itself? Is it you don't get the competition, or you don't get like the culture of like being a part of it?
Kind of everything. Okay, I like actually like now I don't play many sports, but like those times we've like played soccer, even just
Yeah.
kicking the ball around.
Yeah.
I've played like a couple basketball games.
Yeah.
That's fun. Like
Yeah.
it's an activity. But it's like watching other people do it. I guess it's the same thing as like watching people on Twitch play your favorite video games. Because I don't do that either. Like watch
I don't
live
really-
streams of people.
Yeah.
I think I'm just the type where like I'd rather do it than see it. So I'm watching sports.
That's fair. Okay, that's fair.
Watching sports feels like watching Twitch streams
Mhm.
for boomers.
Gotcha.
That's how it feels to me. And like, you know, it's funny because I feel like the boomers are always like, you know, kids nowadays just want to watch other people play video games. What the fuck's that about?
Yeah, and then
you go and watch every sports game. You're at the bar
Yeah.
at 3:00 every day watching the fucking game.
Yeah, I think like my perspective on that is like, and I don't know if this is it for soccer. I think it's just because like I grew up in soccer.
Yeah, but you also played a lot of soccer for many years.
Yeah, but like I think it's like, it's because I don't have the time to play it now.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's because I get to watch such a high competitive level of it for a short period of time. I think that's what it is for me. It's because I had that emotional connection.
Yeah.
I don't have the time to invest in that hobby now. So now I watch others do it for an hour instead of like devoting the amount of time that I was able to in the past. Do you get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying, but it's just like the fact that it's a big part of culture. Like everybody's because okay, let me give you an example. At our New Year's party this year, there was a point where I don't know what sports game came on because I wasn't paying attention. Came on, like
was there a sports game?
Somebody put sports on.
Oh, I do remember.
Was it hockey? Maybe I don't know.
I think it was.
don't know.
I think I walked out of the room at that point.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
No, that's
I
a
play
buzzkill.
hockey, and then I'm with people, and you know, I have opinions about that New Year's party
Oh, I know you do.
because
Yeah, I think
I was
everyone
like,
did.
well, I was like, where the fuck am I?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
not to sound like I'm like better than you, like, but I had options. Wait, okay, let me cook.
Oh my
But, like, no, I love you and I love our other friends, but the plus ones that were added changed the dynamic entirely. And that was like, because plus ones are fair, you know, people want to bring their friends, people are seeing whatever. I brought a plus one for fuck's sake, so I sound like a hypocrite. But it's just
yours isn't a plus one. Yours was your partner. Like that's different.
I just all of the people that other people brought, I hated.
Yeah, I can see.
And then when they put on the sports game, that was kind of the moment where I was like, oh fuck, like I'm in the wrong place, because it's New Year's, I got a buzz on, and now people are talking about like hockey, like I actually feel like uneasy.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to describe it, but it's like, I guess I just have this assumption that like people that are into sports are very different than me, and I'm not gonna get along with them. Maybe that's what it is.
I like sports.
Well, I know you like sports, but when was the last time we've talked about sports, Alex?
Well, I know you don't like sports, so I don't bring it up to you.
And that's why we're friends.
Okay, that's fair. That's valid. That's valid. Yeah, okay, that's fair. Because like my thing as well is like I agree with you. Like there are sometimes where it's too far. Like, did you see what like Philadelphia did when they won the Super Bowl?
You know, I don't know anything about that,
bro. I need to show you some TikToks after, because like the team's green, right? And so they
like their colors green.
Yeah, their colors green.
Okay.
So Philadelphia, win or lose, they're destroying that city. And when I mean destroyed, like they're taking light posts out, they're flipping cars, they're lighting shit on fire. Win or lose, that's how they celebrate. So picture everyone in like green jerseys and like the TikTok doing its thing of them just destroying the city, and then it just plays the Emerald City song from Wicked.
That would have actually gotten me into it.
See, like that's funny, but at the same time, it's like get rid of that sound of the Emerald City. I'm just like, the city's just okay with, I guess, them like because they won.
Yeah,
like to me that's crazy.
Well, I think McDonald's renamed one of their McDonald's officially to McDavid's.
I saw that.
And like things like that. Or I remember you were telling me the story about like guessing the Gatorade colors of the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I bet on that.
Yeah, isn't that kind of crazy though?
I think that's crazy. Yeah, but like I think that's just more like humorous, because like at least for me, I'm just like, one, I think that's just like dumb fun. Like everyone can, like that's a good sports conversation to get people involved in the sports, but they don't have to know anything about the sports. Like for example, when the Super Bowl's happening, I can text someone and be like, "What Gatorade color do you think it is?" And you can have fun with that and not know anything about what's happening in the Super Bowl.
Right.
So that was my way of like, you know, me having excitement for the Super Bowl and me reflecting that without me going around and being like, "Oh, you like who do you think's gonna win?" Because you're not gonna give a fuck about that.
Okay.
But if I go up to you and go, "Oh, what color Gatorade is going to be?" everyone could be like, "Oh, that's fun." Like, you know?
Okay, wait. So, like, what sports don't you like? What sports do you like watching, and what sports do you not like watching?
Like watching or like?
What?
Well, like, for example, I hate football. And
why?
I'm going to get canceled.
Okay, we can talk about it after.
To sum it up shortly, I think that the way that the league is run it's to make it easy, it's run by a lot of old white dudes. I'm just gonna say it like that. We're just gonna say it like that. Hockey, I just don't like hockey culture, and you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Like I'm talking like high school boys. I'm talking like,
hey buddy.
Yeah, I hate hockey culture. I hate what it turns people into. I hate it.
They're gonna revoke your Canadian citizenship.
Fucking do it. I dare you, pussies. So I don't like hockey for that reason. Other than that, I'm pretty open to like. Can I tell you like one of my guilty pleasures right now? Tennis, fire. Tennis is a fire sport. Tennis is fire, dude.
Like watching it?
Yeah, they're fire. Like it's some of the shit they do is crazy.
But you know what? Maybe I need to like actually sit down and like watch a sports game. Because I just can't do it. Like I can't bring myself to do it.
Like I'm down to have that experience with you, but I can make it easy for you. Knowing you're not gonna like it.
Thank you. It's kind of like reading, actually, because I like the. Okay, wait.
I'll let you make your statement, but
wait. I like the idea of reading.
Yeah.
But I am so brain rotted that like, I feel like I can't sit down to read. But I also feel like my life is full of distractions, and obviously like phones and stuff go a large part into this. But like, I have a loud household. I have a cat that's always doing some crazy shit. If I'm like, okay, I'm going to read a book today. I'm going to open up the first page. I'm going to read 3 words and I'm going to get distracted over and over and over and over. And then sometimes I just be checking my phone.
Yeah.
No guilt in it.
So can I used to be like that.
Oh, okay.
And so I've since adjusted. And
He has plans now.
Sorry.
He has plans now.
Yeah. You have to build your brain to a sense. Like
Okay.
you kind of like my sessions of reading have increased. Like at first it was like 1 or 2 pages, and now I can read like 75 pages in like one sitting type thing.
Okay.
And it depends. The book has to interest you. Like I'm also at the point where like for a while I tried to force myself to read books. And I was like, why am I doing that? If I don't like the book, I'm gonna stop. Same with a TV show. If I don't like this TV show, I'm not gonna.
But did you like start with comic books?
Yeah, I did. To be truthful, like I did start with comic books, and like don't get me wrong, like some comic books are good, but a lot of the writing in it I don't think is as good as like actual books. Like, and now since I've started to get into books, this is gonna be a hot take. Well, I think a lot of books are better than most TV shows that we consider great.
Is that a hot take? I feel like everybody says that trying to be different.
Like I think an average book is better than great TV shows. Like for example, Game of Thrones.
But I'm actually a Game of Thrones hater.
Okay, let me say this. Everyone thinks that Game of Thrones is like one of the best TV series. If you compare it to fantasy books, I don't think it makes a lot of people's like top 5 or top 10 books.
Well, maybe
it's an average fantasy book in my opinion.
I mean, maybe one could argue though that like when you're reading something, it's more up to you on how you interpret it and how you like imagine it. Because I feel like when you're reading something like a fiction book, you're meant to like draw to your own conclusions and like make your own deductions from it. So maybe you reading a fantasy book, your mind is just so vivid. You're like, wow, this is better, versus Game of Thrones that's like written, produced, shown by actors. Like you're gonna perceive it a limited number of ways.
I just think George R. R. Martin. Like I'm just gonna be so for real. Like
like I'm just gonna that's a hot take.
I'm gonna be so for real. But I guess what I was saying with the books is like, oh shit.
I give him one amaretto sour, and he's calling people.
Bro, I'm telling you. I don't even remember how we got the books. I don't know. I encourage you to just build that muscle memory for the books, because like I'm sorry, like it's because as much as you said it was like I guess like you had so many distractions. There are some times where like I use it as a way as like an out. Like if I feel like I'm like clustered or like my thoughts are everywhere or I'm like overwhelmed, I'll read, because I just sit there and that's all I focus on. And then you almost get like a runner's high, but like for reading you get a reader's high, and it's like a high. Like you'll time travel. Like you'll 2 hours later, you're like, yeah. It's incredible. It's such a good feeling.
Okay, that feels like a good way to like kind of wrap up on the hot takes.
Oh, for sure.
That was educational.
Yeah.
You've just inspired
Everyone read a book.
me.
Everyone read a book.
Everyone read one book.
Everyone read a book, dude.
That's your homework. That's my homework too. I'm gonna read one book.
I know exactly what's gonna happen.
And if it's Robert Munch, don't at me. I don't want to hear about it.
I know exactly what's gonna happen. We're gonna do the next episode, and I'm gonna be like, Isaiah, did you read a book? And you're like, no.
It depends when we do the next episode.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm probably not gonna read it.
I know you're not gonna read
it. Well, anyways, thanks so much. Yeah, did you want to close? No, I opened. You closed. It's only fair.
You want me to close? Oh, you're putting me on the spot. I don't know what to say. I'm sorry, you're gonna have to close, man.
Thanks so much for joining us on our first episode of Yap. I hope you guys enjoyed listening to us literally just yap about nonsense for a good 50 minutes, get sidetracked, and we'll see you again soon.
Yeah, thank you guys.
All right.
I felt that was good.
No, I liked that.
I felt we let